Hello everyone and welcome back to ILR3. My name is Cliffy and I'll be taking you through the proceedings tonight here at Russia. Before we get into qualifying, I do just want to quickly go over the championship standings. So in first we have Tough to Handle on 170 points. In second place Spaghetti Chips on 156. So he's closing that points now, the gap between both of them, 14 points. Then in third place, someone who the last couple of races has put in some good results, and that's Konzo. Tough to Handle's teammate, he's on 129. Behind him in fourth we have Azenki, who again joined late, joined in Spain as I say every week, but he's put on a fantastic performance, and the pace he's got, he should be winning races, but recently he hasn't been able to keep that consistency, and he's now in fourth place with 116 points. And then in fifth place we have Dougie, Spaghetti Chips' teammate, he's on 97 points. In sixth place we have Flexi, who's on 92 points. In seventh we have Mata, who's on 87 points. I do believe in eighth place we have J. Cole, he's on 73 points. And in ninth we have Nigel, who is on 47 points, so a little bit of a gap down from 8th to 9th. And then in 10th place, round at the top 10 we have Funaid, who again joined late as well, so has done quite well. He's on 45 points. So those are the top 10 standings. I think constructors, I think Williams, Williams are winning their constructors as it stands. So yeah, I mean that's all the tables done. Everyone knows who's winning, who's got points to catch up. And I believe Flexi is again going to be signed at the back, so we'll try and find someone. Let's go on board with Cohen, who's on the Hypersoft, so I'm going to quickly get all this set up. So he is the first car out, so we'll stay with him on his lap, or out lap, and we'll see what the Sauber driver can set. So we've got guys coming out, mainly on the Hypersofts, which is again is quite. I'm not surprised by any means. Strategy-wise, I'm going to say it's one stop Hypersoft to the soft, although you get guys outside the top 10 doing ultra soft, so maybe even Hypersofts, or to play it safe, go on a set of softs to the end of the race, because tyre weight isn't really a problem around here. Qualifying times, I'm going to say mid 29s. I'm going to say. Maybe even low 29s from some of these guys who have the pace. But Cohen about to start his flying lap. Don't know if it's running for the race. Whether someone can clear that up for me in the chat, that would be great. But for qualifying, it's quite sunny, so I'm guessing a dry quali. Cohen coming down to turn 1. Treating all them curves with a lot of respect, because of course time penalties around Russia can pretty much end a good result. I mean, you get 3 seconds, then you get 6, then 9, and just by going wide a little bit, 2-3 balls off the track, and you can find yourself with a warning or even a straight penalty. You see Cohen there going wide, without being invalid or not, I don't know. Still going for it though. She finishes up sector 2. Going to come down the back straight now towards sector 3. It's like a clean lap from Cohen. Again, these laps that look quite slow are very quick, so this will be everyone's benchmark as he comes into sector 3 now. Braking hard, clipping the apex nicely there. And again, don't want to run too wide. Now unsettle the car and you'll find yourself in the wall. Fast left right sequence, keeping very wide on exit there, but managing to keep the car. Comes into the final couple of corners now, can bring sigh of relief as his first lap is on the board, and it is a 30.5, so good luck for Cohen there. That's everyone's benchmark. So hopefully the likes of Tough to Handle, Spaghetti Chips, Zenki can all be up there with Cohen. Yellow's in sector 3. I'm guessing that's someone parking it, letting someone by. Spaghetti Chips is about to finish a lap, or is he's about to start one. So let's stay on board with the man who's trying to catch Tough to Handle. Done a fantastic job last week with Tough to Handle finishing in 10th, and Spaghetti Chips picking up 2nd place in the end. Oh, that's well wide. That's definitely invalid. If that's not invalid, I'm gonna be asking some questions there. And Zenki already into the 29s. We go at 29.8, and that is on a set of Hypersofts. So I'm quite surprised Zenki's decided to do that. Maybe he just wants pole to. Oh, there you go. And yeah, sick. I thought he binned it in the wall then. But Fun Aid in 3rd, 30.6. So yeah, I mean, Fun Aid and Cohen on the same place. We've got Rink with a 30.9, and then Tough to Handle 31.1. Whether he's pushing on at that or not, I don't know. But again, for me, this is definitely one of my bogey tracks. I just can't seem to get in a rhythm around here. I don't know whether someone else or anyone else is having that problem, but it looks like Tough to Handle definitely is having trouble putting a lap together. He might have got invalid, to be fair to him, so I guess we'll see if he puts another lap or decides to come into the pits. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes into the pits, because the Hypersofts have been known to wear quite a lot and quite quickly around here. Of course, tyre temperatures being everyone's main cause on this game, those Hypersofts do tend to get hot quite quickly at any track that we have them at, and Russia definitely is one of them tracks where 4 or 5 laps into the race you're going to start feeling that tyre wear, feeling the temperatures rise. And at the moment I think everyone's just sort of had a feeler for the track. Got Matthew and Flexi on the same bit of road. Let's see both of them coming to the pits. Flexi does, and I think Matthew's just run out of fuel, so that's perfect timing for Matthew to come into the pits. Harrin, I believe, has just finished the lap, so he's P8 with 31.7. Nigel, is he on a lap? No, he's not, so Nigel's done his lap, 31.9 for him. Dougie, 32.1. I'm guessing this is a fast lap, because he's got next to no ERS, and he's got the red fuel light flashing, so Dougie pits. So he might have got that lap invalidated. Matter on softs. Again, going for a few feeler laps. Seeing where he can push the boundaries in qualifying in terms of not getting a lap invalid. Lewis, I forgot to mention, is reserving tonight. He's in Force India this time. I think last week he was in a Red Bull, I believe. So Lewis reserving, and quite conveniently is Flexi's teammate, who people watching might know this, but in Monaco when Flexi was winning, and quite by some margin, Lewis decided to I wouldn't say get out of the way, but he was on the wrong tyres, and yeah, they both came together and Flexi retired from the race, and since then they both just haven't really been on talking terms, to say, which is, you know, fair enough. I'd be the same if I was Flexi, but things happen. He's still in a good position in the championship, so hopefully next season he can go for maybe even a title. As you see Keelan there lagging a little bit on his lap, I think, or out lap. I believe it was a lap. I think he got invalid, so he's going to go again. He is on the Ultra Softs, so let's see what he can set. His teammate Cohen at 30.5, so I'm expecting him to be maybe at mid 31s, low 31s, I'm going to say. Let's see what he can do on the slower tyre, harder compound. He storms into turn 1. Very aggressive on them curbs, but is that invalid or not? It looked quite questionable. Hello AMK, welcome to the stream. Keelan again, not really thinking about the track limits here, and that's definitely pushing it there. That's pretty nice. So let's come back to Keelan as Matthew now on another set of Hypersofts on an out lap. Larkin has just started a lap. Tough to Handle, he's about to start a lap, so we'll stay with the current championship lead. I see what pace he's got compared to Zenki with 29.8. He flies down turn 1 again. Turn 1 in the race is going to be absolutely messy. Given the long run down into turn 1, whoever's on pole here, I feel sorry for them. Got tough to handle into turn 1 and 2, getting it pretty much spot on. Coming through the swooping left-hander now. And also braking for a sharp right-hand turn. Not going too wide though. He did go quite wide. Whether the game gave him bad or not, I don't know, but he's carrying on. So I'm guessing he got away with it. Again, riding them curbs, keeping the car on track, all four wheels, and that is definitely off track. Now, is that invalid? Yeah, no, AMK, it's fine, man, it's fine. I think you got a point, or like 9th or 10th, I believe. So it's all good, man, it's all good. I mean, I wouldn't have done that good anyway. I don't like Singapore. So yeah. You done well, man. GG on the 9th or 10th. I can't remember what you got. I was watching the race. Anyway, back to ILR3. Tough to handle. He's got a car in front of him. McLaren. Now, is that Dougie or Spaghetti Chips? I guess we'll find out. Oh, it's Dougie. Is he about to start up? He is. And Dougie is on the ultra soft tyres. So, might have cost tough to handle there. But he did get that lap invalidated. Let's see what he would have set. And it would have been a 30.2. So Zenki, I mean, 4 tenths quicker than the current championship leader. You've got to feel Zenki was here from the start, he'd been leading this championship by now without a doubt. And there goes tough to handle's lap already. So let's go back. Where did who was on the ultra softs? Keelan, that was it. Keelan, so I think he got his lap invalid. So let's see what he would have set on the set of ultras. 31.7, so about half a second off what I said. Hello Onyx, and yeah, I mean, he's still got points there, okay, in the top division of the league, so you've done well, man. Hello Plus Tekken, cheering on Funaid. It's good to see people cheering on people. Funaid currently in 2nd place. 30.4. Zenki has pole by 6 tenths so far as we approach the 6-minute mark here in qualifying. I don't know what it's going to be like for the race. I'm guessing it's going to be dry as well. We could see some late rain, who knows. Spaghetti Chips, so he's on the lap on the ultra softs. Yeah, I mean, tyre temps to me, I mean, I'm a wheel user, so I don't really struggle with them that much, but obviously pad users obviously have that disadvantage. And yeah, no, I mean, Zenki's definitely ILR2, ILR1 pace without a shadow of a doubt. So hopefully next season he gets promoted anyway. But we all know what Zenki's like. He's got the pace in qualifying, but in the race he just switches off, and unfortunately for him, he bottles it, because he bottled Singapore. He had a, what, 7-second lead or 6-second lead? And he managed to break his wing, and that allowed Konzo to take the win, and Spaghetti Chips getting 2nd. So Dougie finishing his lap. And where does Dougie, Spaghetti Chips, sorry, he goes 6th with 31 flats. That's a good lap from the championship contender on the harder tyre. And he goes in sector 3. I'm guessing that's just someone moving out of the way. Yeah, it's Paul. Going very slowly, letting Larkin. Guessing completing that lap. There's no way he's on an actual lap with that much deployment left. So let's go back to Matt. He's on the harder tyre as well, on the ultra soft tyre. So now a lot of guys are opting for the harder tyre. Glucci on Sunday as well. Hopefully, he can. Yeah, man. I mean, hopefully you can race again. You showed you've got the pace anyway to pick up your point here and there. Does anyone have tips for Russia? Goody. I mean, I wish I could say tips for Russia, mate, but I have no idea. Zenki, a low 29. I mean, 1.1 second gap to everyone else. well, to Fun Aid in second. We'll start asking questions as to why Zenki is here, but again, he's here because he does bottle it. Don't take too much penalties and watch out for invalidate lap times. Yeah, exactly. To be consistent, I'd say. I mean, especially around Russia, you could be a couple of seconds off the pace, but not getting time penalties, and still get a good place. Because guys who, you know, abuse track limits, they're also going to get punished. So just keep it consistent, keep it within the track, and you'll be fine. So you can see that the graphic there, Zenki 29.3, and then Fun Aid in second, 1.1 seconds behind at Matthew. I mean, he just isn't giving two thoughts about track limits. He's going for it. So whether this is an outlap or he's trying to speed to get back into the pits, I think he's got enough time to come into the pits and come out again anyway. But I guess we'll find out. Any problem for me is I find softs too slow and I'm struggling with tyre temp from high soft to get to lap 8. Yeah, cold soft, sorry. Yeah, I agree. Obviously the hyper softs are gonna, I think people were telling me after lap 4 or 5, that's when it starts to get really tough to control the tyre temps. But hopefully these guys who are all qualifying on the hyper softs manage to keep their tyres in check. And Matt are deciding to retire early from qualifying for whatever reason. So he'll be starting at the back, and Flexi, quite weirdly, is deciding to actually qualify this week. So after not qualifying last week in Singapore, he's deciding to screw that strategy and come out on a set of hypersofts. Fun Aid, he's out lap, so we'll stay with the Toro Rosso driver. He's got his teammate in front of him, J. Cole. Now, is J. Cole going to give Fun Aid a bit of slipstream? I doubt it, because he is rather quite far up the road. Yeah, but then not really. So Fun Aid might benefit from this. Oh no, maybe not. J. Cole comes into the pits. That means Fun Aid will not get a slight tow. So this needs to be a good lap from Fun Aid. He's currently 1.1 down on Zenki. People said in the chat should be an ILR2 or 1. I do agree with that, but again in the race, he's got the pace in the race, but he has been known to make mistakes. So whether he can have one of his flawless drives today remains to be seen. But Fun Aid on a lap, finishing sector 1. Got Williams behind him. That's either tough to handle or Konzo, and he's called it. He has called it a day. Let's see what his sector 1 time was. So it was a 32.7. I was only a 10th down on Zenki, so he must have got invalid. Lewis and of course Fun Aid just then have retired, and Keelan as well has decided to retire from the session. So let's see, tough to handle. He did go third, sorry, with 30.4, still 1.1 down on Zenki, but goes in sector 2 and 3. J. Cole decided to call it a day, so people are now starting to retire from the session knowing they can't improve anymore. Oh, Spaghetti Chips didn't make it across the line, or did he? I don't think he did. I don't think he did make it across the line. So Spaghetti Chips has had an absolute mare. He'll be starting in the Ultra Softs. Just, I'd say about milliseconds, just too far away from the line. Got Flexi now out on a set of Hyper Softs. I can set a 29.45, but I keep getting valid. Well, Lewis, that's the problem, mate. I'm going to be down something soon to test my best. Oh, fair enough. Okay, hopefully that goes well. As was Flexi finishing his lap. I don't know whether this is a legit lap. He's on 3 ERS. Well, he went 8th, so fair play to Flexi. 30.9 with 3 ERS. Larkin, I think, is the last man to cross the line. He is, and he's not going to improve, and that is the end of qualifying. So that's qualifying for the Russian Grand Prix. Zenki taking a commanding pole position by just over a second to Cohen in second, Van Ayd in third, Tough to Handle in fourth, Konzo in fifth, Aero Specialist in sixth, that's a good lap for him, Rink in seventh, Flexi eighth, Nigel ninth, Spaghetti Chips 10th, and just outside the top 10 we have Harry in 11th, Larkin 12th, Luke 13th, J. Carl 14th, Paul 15th, Matthew 16th, Dougie 17th, Matt 18th, Keelan 19th, and Lewis, who just said he's going to do a last to first challenge. So watch out for Lewis, everyone. If I get top 5, I have to give me driver of the day. No. So while these guys load up their strategies, I'm going to quickly take a quick drink and I'll be back for the start of the race. So, formation up now, Zenki leads the pack away. Let's quickly get everything sorted before the start of the race. So, Spaghetti Chips obviously qualifying in 10th on them ultra soft tyres. Harry had decided to opt for the ultra softs, and a lot of other people towards the back of the field have opted mainly for the ultra softs, with Lewis, Keelan and Dougie and Larkin all opting for quicker hyper soft tyres, so it'll be interesting to see how far they can get up the field off the start. So put in the chat who you guys think will win this race. I think Zenki has got this race won. I mean, when you get pole by over a second, I mean, it's pretty hard to not win the race when you're that much quicker than everyone else. But best of the rest, I'm gonna say Spaghetti Chips is gonna get second. Definitely. I don't know. Being on the ultra softs inside the top 10, I think he can make some inroads to the guys ahead. I mean, I think Flexi. I mean, every race seems to be involved in some sort of incident, whether it be his fault or not. So I don't know, I think Flexi will just be in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. And everyone else I think will get away quite well. I think Tough to Handle will be quite aggressive off the start. I think I want to make up a couple of places. But all eyes are on Zenki as the rest of the grid line up. He's got a clear track ahead of him. Can't wait to see the clutch into turn 1. Nope, that's not a good angle, is it, game? There we go. As we go to 5 red lights, well, 4 on my screen, and it is lights out. Now, did Cohen get a better start? I think he has, because he's going to be alongside Zenki. No, he's not. Oh, Cohen's getting absolutely muddered off the start. It's Van Ayd who's going for it, about 4 or 5 cars wide. In the background there's wing damage already for someone. I didn't quite get that. Oh, a little bit of contact with Williams as well. There's cars going wide. I'm not surprised. Zenki's got away quite well. Half a second lead already. Funaid Flexi's up into 3rd. But Funaid just having none of that. Flexi forced out wide. Is Flexi going to make the move? He has to go around the outside, long way round on Funaid. Oh, he's pushed off track there. That's going to allow Tough to Handle to maybe go through. Oh, there's a car way off the track. I didn't quite see if that car hit the wall. He must have saved it. But behind Flexi, got a bit of a train. Flexi going back up Funaid now. Is he going to go for it? No, he doesn't. He did look for it though. Zenki's got a second lead already, so Zenki going off into distance. But can Flexi make the move on Funaid? He's gaining. Is he going to go for it? Oh, it's late. Very late. Oh, Tough to Handle down the inside of Flexi. Aero Specialist has called it a day. I don't know what's happened to him. And Flexi now down into 5th. Oh, Tough to Handle. Slight contact there, nothing too major. Now Flexi down to 5th. He ain't going to be too happy with that. He's now got the Red Bull Rink around his outside. And he's able to fend him off. But behind them, we've got Nigel taking a watching brief. Just have a quick look at this battle. Let's see what Rink can see. Flexi going for a move already on Tough to Handle again. So he'll have to go around the outside. Tough to Handle does break later. Flexi round the outside, forced out wide. Flexi does make the move, but it was off track, so we'll have to give that place back. I don't think he will. And Flexi now up into 4th, so he's had a great start. And Tough to Handle's slipping behind as he can't make the move. Further down the field, we've got Konzo and Jaco in the pits. Spaghetti Chips up into 8th, so he's had a good start. Harry is as well in 9th, staying with the championship contender. Larkin in 10th. It's lost a couple of places, I think. Paul, I believe, has gained a couple of places. Let's have a quick look. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. So Paul's gained 4 places. Dougie's gained 5. Tough to Handle was gained 4. So has Flexi. Lewis has gained 6 off the start. So Lewis having a fantastic start, already behind Luke. And then Hypersoft, though, I'm going to go off quite quickly, so he will get a massive undercut on the guys in front. And that's Konzo and Jaco all losing more than 1 place. Konzo with 13 and Jaco with 5, so them two are pretty much out of contention already, so it's not great to see, but it's good to see they're carrying on as anything can happen here. Lewis and Luke going side by side. Lewis had to go around the outside. That's a great move from Lewis on them Hypersoft tyres. Of course, got more grip, he's able to take it right around the outside, but Luke is coming back at Lewis. Down the inside, Lewis does give him the space, and Lewis does keep the pace, but will Luke get the DRS? Will he be able to get back past Lewis, because he's not going to have DRS to Dougie yet. Up in front, got Nigel and Rink going into battle. Lewis goes super defensive, doesn't want to give away that inside line. Lewis will have to brake later. Does he brake late? He doesn't, and to be fair, that is great defending from Lewis and good driving from Luke as well. So Lewis defending that place well and can now maybe go on the charge and catch Dougie, Paul, Larkin, Harry, Spaghetti Chips and Rink, who are all in pretty much single file at this point. But at the front, Zenki, a 2.6 second lead already. You've got to feel this man has to win already, but I've said this before, and he's made mistakes and it's cost him the win. But Flexi still behind Funaid, so let's see if he can gain down this back straight, maybe set up a move for the start finish straight. Spaghetti Chips and Rink guns battle. Spaghetti Chips around the outside. That's a terrible camera angle, and Spaghetti Chips says thank you very much, and now that is him up into P7 on the ultra tyres. So that is a good move from Spaghetti Chips as he finds his way up the order as well. And Harry sort of looked like he was understeering there. That's going to allow Larkin to maybe set up a move, and look at the exit speed Larkin's got there. Absolutely incredible speed. He just launched off that final corner from Larkin. And Larkin Around the outside again, we've seen multiple moves here. Again, goes well wide. Will he have to give that place back? He might have to, because he did get that move off track. And he looks like he ain't slowing down. So he might have to give that place back, which is quite unfortunate for Harry. But back up to the front, Flex is still 7/10 behind Funaid, who hasn't got DRS on Cohen, so Funaid running some very good straight line speed here. Oh, Flexi almost been in it there, manages to save the back end. That's going to allow Tough to Handle to close in ever closer to that rear of that force in there. Look at the difference in speed. Flexi, what wings are you running, lad? Tough to Handle goes, thank you very much. He's now up into P4. I did say Tough to Handle. Be quite aggressive from the start. We've seen it here. He's now back up into P4 where he started. Quickly get the tyres back up. And Flexi, and to concede that place, he's now got, oh, Rink is out. Don't know what's happened, he's spun. He's backwards. That's me run away, someone was at my door. So Rink has pitted. Lewis, I think, is that a scheduled pit stop? I think it might be, because he has gone on to soft tyres, so that will quite easily take him to the end of the race. So let's hope he can get an undercut on the guys ahead of him. I don't know who he was battling with, but so far, if he can make them soft work, and he could be on for a good result here tonight. Paul behind Dougie. Luke taking a watching brief here, so I'm going to stay with Dougie. Spaghetti Chips is now past Flexi. Is he though? Because they're side by side. Flexi's off the track. That's going to allow Nigel to go through. Oh, it's tight. And Nigel round the outside. Still round the outside, and Flexi has decided to come into the pits. That's pretty much crawling speed into the pits, but Flexi's in, so that now releases Spaghetti Chips onto his championship rival, Tough to Handle. He's now only 1.3 behind on them ultra tyres, so it's been a good stint for Spaghetti Chips. Larkin still on the back of that Mercedes. Still can't get past. Got Dougie now, still behind Harry as well. So Ultra guys are actually got some good pace here, the likes of Paul, Harry and Spaghetti Chips. Very good pace. But Dougie being stuck in the Ultra soft sandwich here. With Paul bearing down on his rear end. And Dougie getting wide there, so it means that these hypersofts are starting to wear. Dougie's sort of understeering everywhere, back end sort of stepping out a little bit there. Can Paul make the move? He's got the better straight line speed, it seems. Can have slipstream as well. Paul has to go down the inside. Dougie doesn't really make it hard for him, and that is Paul now up. No, it's not. They're still side by side. Dougie not having any of it, and will Paul go for it into the fast left right? Yes, he will. Slight contact, making that Hassing again. Is Paul? Is Dougie going to pit? I think Dougie wants to pit. He wants to. Oh! And that is why he should have just pit. Paul, I think Luke backed out of it. I don't know what happened there. Obviously, Paul was down Dougie's inside, but Dougie should have just stopped briefly to let Paul by. And now Paul, is this going to be team orders for the Haas team? I think it was, because I've Luke now up into P9. Paul back down into P10, but for not much longer could Paul coming straight on the attack. He's looking to dive down into the inside, no he doesn't. So enough respect between these two. And they're now going to attract the attention of the two Renault boys, of Matthew and Matt. So let's see if these teams can work together and see which one does prevail, because at the moment they're both within DRS of each other, but Paul going very wide there. Luke is screaming at him saying, let me go, I'm quicker. I know I would be. But Luke surely now will get the move done. Matthew will get DRS on the back of Luke, as will Matt on Matthew. But yeah, pretty easy move. Ooh, almost wing damage there for Paul. He almost slanted into the back of his team, and that would have been disastrous to see from the Haas team. Matthew and Matt are still closing that gap to the two Haases, so we've got a very, very good team battle coming up in a Haas and Renault. Up at front, Zenki has a 4.2 second lead, so that's why I haven't really mentioned Zenki much. The top 5, or the top 10, are all pretty much second and a half away from each other. As Matt are now on his teammate. Is this going to be team orders, I wonder? I think it was. Ooh, that was desperate. And Matthew, I think, had to avoid his teammate and will take back 11th place, but Matt around the outside. Matthew, I think, just let him go there. I think it's wise. I think Matt has the pace over Matthew at the moment, so maybe now Matt can try and catch the Haas boys. Luke has absolutely stormed ahead of Paul. I don't know what's happened to Paul. Maybe he's got wing damage or not, I don't know, but I think he might have slight wing damage, because these Renaults are reeling him in at an alarming rate. Of course, Matthew as well now, still behind his teammate, so he's now 2 against 1. Luke has just left Paul in the lurch here to get eaten up by the two Renaults. Here comes Matt on Paul. Is he going to have enough? I don't think he will. No, he won't. As Matthew breaks, almost locks up, but either Matt around the outside of Paul. Can't quite get done. Matthew back down the inside of Matt. Oh, that's late. And Matt, I think, let him go there. Oh, Matthew almost clipped the wall. Put his car out of shape. Paul. Oh, okay, Paul, I see you. Paul dummied for the pits and paid the price by going wide and almost drifting off the track. So now Paul is definitely screwed for this start-finish straight. Matt will definitely get the run on him here. He's defending that inside. Just got on board with Matthew, see what he can see. Can he sneak down the outside? Round the outside, sorry. Paul still down the inside. And that's a great move from Matt. Good defending from Paul, sorry. And Lewis and Flexi. Now this ended in tears last time. They were on the same bit of track. Lewis says thank you very much. And down the inside, but Flexi's not going to give that up just like that. These two of course got passed together, so this could only end in tears. And Lewis keeping the place. So Lewis has done quite well here to make his way up the field. Dougie as well, only 3 seconds behind Flexi. So Lewis should get a pretty good jump on everyone else ahead. He's only 30 seconds behind Paul, who hasn't pitted yet. And of course the Renault boys now go after the lonely Haas of Luke. But can Paul do anything about this still? Because he's still within DRS of Matthew. Or is it too little too late? I personally think it's too little too late. And Zenki is pit. Oh, I saw two Renault boys getting quite close there. And Zenki has decided to go on to the Ultra Softs. That's a brave call from him to opt for the Ultra Softs. Spaghetti chips will stay out as well, of course, on the harder tyre. So that was a brave call from Zenki there. Where will he come out? Or will he be with the Renault boys? Matthew's going to get him without a shadow of a doubt, because that overspeed is just incredible. What about Paul? Zenki dives it down the inside. Not Paul, sorry, Matt. Now Matthew, can he get in front of Zenki here? He's going to have the hotter tyres at this moment in time, and no, he doesn't. And Paul was pit as well, so Paul's come back out in, I believe it is 18th place. And Lewis, only 12 seconds behind. Oh, Zenke with a time penalty, so that could be interesting towards the end of the race. Oh wow, wow. Sorry, yawning there mid commentary. We've got two cars there, Keelan, J. Cole and Konzo all going side by side. Konzo's had to back out. This is a fight for 15th place. So of course I'm going to show this. Keelan, oh my god! How was he able to save that? Cohen gets a fast second stop go, that'll be added to his race time after. Funny gets a penalty as well as he comes into the pits. That could be a BS one. Keelan with a much better exit on them soft tyres. J. Cole on old hypersofts. This should be easy move for the Sauber driver. Konzo takes a watching brief. Keelan round the outside. J. Cole gives him the space. J. Cole's off track. Keelan almost in the wall again, but does get the move done. Yes, he does. But I think all eyes on Konzo now to see whether he can get both cars into turn one. So Konzo is on soft tyres, as is Keelan, but Keelan's a 7 laps fresher than Konzo, so it should be. It depends how fast J. Cole's in a straight line, but at the moment not that quick because that Williams is coming straight down his inside. No, he's not. He backs out of it. Flexi gets a 3-second time penalty. So again, I have no idea who has what penalties at the moment, but Rink and Paul going side by side. So again, battle for 18th place, and Paul has to go round the outside into this next corner. Rink brakes late. Paul says, "You can brake later, mate. I'm still going to make it." And makes the move. That's a good move from Paul there. ILR3 admin, take your hat off to him. But further up the field, we've got Konzo, sort of this group of three now, just sort of starting to gap each other. But up ahead, Zenke within 5/10 of Harry. This should be easy move for Zenke. We've got Phil being on the fastest tyre, set the fastest lap of 33.8. Incredible lap time from the Red Bull driver. And again, even before DRS, I think he's got the move done. He has. Harry just can't stick with him from the fresh ultra softs. Again, he's quite bold going for ultra softs. I can understand why he would do that though. Got Cohen and Matthew now going side by side. Excuse me. And both force ins are in the points, so 9th and 10th. So it's good stint from Lewis and a good stint from Flexi as well. Tough to handle in 11th. A couple of laps to go onto the Optos as well as Zenke as well, so I think everyone's just following suit here with what Zenke's doing. Just now closing that gap to 2 spaghetti chips. Again, there's not really much battles going on. Tough to handle on Flexi, could be an interesting one. Of course, these two were championship rivals at the start of the season, so they both know how each other race, how each other work. Tough to handle. Will surely have this move done though with DRS slipstream and of course ERS. To see how much he has. He has got 40%, whereas Flexi has 53, so he has got more. And tough to handle, but even that won't do enough. And tough to handle, sails on by and moves up into 10th place. And now has Lewis 1.8 up the road. Matter and Cohen. And that was Cohen making the move. It was, and them ultra softs are starting to die. Lap 12 now for these guys who all started on these tyres. And now Fun Aid, I mean, he's so far down the road. He's going to make a move on Matthew though. Matthew can't really do much on them old ultra softs. Says thank you very much, and is now up into P7. But is he? Because he goes wide and manages to keep it on track. But Matthew, like he's going to go down his inside into the fast left-hander, but just can't get the traction down on them old ultras. 4.6. Man's a machine. Does beg the question, why is he here with this much pace? Going down front 8 on Matt now, so just got past Matthews now on the back of the other Renault. And I think Matt knows, I think the ghost is up, he knows. And I think that was Matt letting Fun Aid through. So Fun Aid fans in the chat will be happy to see Fun Aid move up the order once more. He goes in sector 2. Oh, I think that was Keelan. I think Keelan might have slight wing damage. One too many times losing the back end. Oh, got Paul and Rink still going side by side. And I think Paul's got that move done again. But will Rink get back past it? I think Rink's got wing damage. Don't know about Paul, but I know you can tell by the right hand side of his wing. He's missing a couple end plates. He has got the overspeed though. He's on 3 at ERS as well. Paul goes to the outside, defends it. He's yellowed in sector 3. And that is, oh, Keelan off again. And Ring can't hang. Oh my god. Almost losing the car. Managed to save it multiple times, but Nigel and Dougie going at it. Dougie, of course, on the soft tyres. So Lewis is actually in a net P4. I didn't know that until I just worked it out. Wow, okay, fair play to Lewis. Be interesting to see if Zenki can get them ultras to the end. And Rink has decided to call it a day for obvious reasons. And Keelan, is he still carrying on with wing damage? I believe he is. Oh my god, yeah. Oh Jesus. How was he not out the race? Oh my god. He's surely gonna retire now. As Paul goes past, Jacob will surely get past soon enough. Look at, oh my god. Zenki has close. Oh my god, this man is just unbelievable. Zenki now going for the move on Spaghetti Chips, and yes, Zenki back into the lead. Spaghetti Chips just hasn't got the speed. Lewis now still in P9. Cohen going for a move on Harry, makes it stick. Of course, these Ultrasoft guys still haven't pit yet. So again, it'll be interesting to see if these guys can take these Ultrasofts another couple laps. Because at the moment, the pace on them tyres are absolutely horrific. I mean, Lewis, let's see how much Lewis catches Matthew. Relatively same tyre, but completely different compounds. And at the moment, I think Lewis just caught 2 temps there. Yellow's in sector 3 again. Let's have a quick look. I think it might have been Keelan going into the pits. Let's go back to Lewis. It's now 7 tenths of gap. So if Lewis can keep his pace up all stint long and Zenki falls off the pace, then you've got to feel like Lewis might have a slim chance of the winners. Matthew has the red X indicator above his name. That's not a good sign. Lewis. Oh, Matthew's left. That's unfortunate for Matthew. Dougie's out as well. Let's see where Dougie's binned it. I think Dougie might have binned it on the exit of this corner, maybe. Yeah, he has. Cars have pulled over to the left, and he's called it a day. And now Matthew's disconnected car is going to be overtaken by everyone now. Lexi goes past. Tough to handle. Go past. He goes to sector 1. Who is that? I think that was Keelan letting everyone go. For a minute I thought it was Zenki there. But Cohen still in P3, still a solid stint. Spaghetti Chips surely will have to pit soon to put on a set of hypers. Harry still P5 but needs to pit. Luke still needs to pit. Matt still needs to pit. Lewis go to the end and Zenki gets another time penalty. So I think Zenki is now on 6 seconds worth of penalties. So he has to be careful, does Zenki, because if he gets any more, he'll really be at risk of losing the win here. Lewis. Oh yeah, so he's passed. Okay, so now let's see if Lewis has the pace over Matt, who's on 15 lap old ultra softs. Brzezinski's got to do another 11 laps, so he's got to do 17 laps on a set of ultra softs. He can do it, but I just can't see him keeping that consistent pace as what we can see Lewis doing right now. And that tough to handle, still behind Lewis, so this could be an interesting battle between these two. Funaid, 4 tenths behind Cohen, so again, this could be a good battle. And Spaghetti Chips decides to pit at Linda lap 16 to go on a set of hypersoft, surely. Funaid, pretty good to run. Looks like he has a little bit of a run, but not much where you think he'd go for a move. No, just too far back. So where will Spaghetti Chips fall out? P10? Maybe even P11. He is P11. So Spaghetti Chips will be a man on the move for sure. Lewis now 1.3 to Matt, so Lewis keeping up that pace on soft tyres. Tough to handle though. 3 tenths a gap, so I think this is for a net P4 at the moment. Lewis all over. I think Lewis might have slight wing damage because that Force India the last couple of laps has looked a handful to drive through the corners. Yeah, I think Lewis might have wing damage because that just looks awful to drive. He is catching Matter though at an alarming rate, as is tough to handle. Oh, Matter rubbed up against the wall there, lucky to not get wing damage. So Lewis now, the overspeed, tough to handle as well. So thank you very much. Really got to move on Lewis as well. No, he thought about it. Lewis broke just a little bit later though. There's in sector 3. Who is that? It's not. I keep thinking it's Zenki. Just force of habit, I guess. Tough to handle though. All over the back of Lewis. Again, still can't get past. I mean, Zenki has a 13-second lead, so it doesn't really matter about penalties at this point for him. Lewis now right up behind Luke. He's running incredibly low wings to catch that lap, but look at him go. He's going to go for it. Yes, he is down the inside. Lewis says thank you very much and moves up into a net P4. So as I said, Lewis from back of the grid to P4. It's a fantastic achievement for him, but he's got a 12-second gap to Funaid, who's 4 tenths behind Cohen. So this could be an interesting battle for P2. All eyes are on Funaid now. Let's see if we can get DRS. That slipstream. Again, Cohen gets a much better exit. They're tough to handle. Oh, Luke is out of the race. I have no idea what happened there. Just tough to handle. Won't have any damage from that. I don't think he does. He's lost a little bit of time to Lewis as well. So don't know what happened there, but that will put everyone up in position. So that's a flex now up into P6. Spaghetti Chips up into 7th Matter. Right behind Spaghetti Chips, to be fair. I think Spaghetti Chips just made the move though on Matt, so we could see Matt into the pits this lap. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't, because he's lost a lot of time these last couple of laps. So I think he's lost about 4 seconds to Lewis, and about a lap and a bit I think. But up in front, Funaid, is he going to go for a move? This is for P2, this is for position. Dives down the inside, Cohen gives him the space, and Funaid is up into P2 with Cohen having to let Funaid through there, and already 6 tenths of gap. So it's mainly towards the end of the race where we're going to see these ultra guys start to lose their pace, because the likes of Lewis and even Flexi, because he's not that far behind, tough to handle. All saying that Spaghetti Chips though, saying I'm on hypersoft mate, move out of the way. Oh, slight contact and Spaghetti Chips is round, he's touched Flexi. Does Flexi have wing damage though? I don't think he does, I didn't see any debris come off that Force India. So Spaghetti Chips will have to go again. And he gets demoted down into P8. But again, he's on the hypersoft, so he will catch. It's just how quickly he can catch Flexi. And now Nigel has found his way through up into P6. Harry gets the time penalty. He's in P9. That could come in costly towards the last championship points. And Matt on the hypersoft in 11th. So it's been a poor afternoon from the Renault team with Matthew lagging out on Matt in 11th, just missing out on points. But this all time, all Matt needs is one car from the top 10 to retire. And as we've seen, we saw Spaghetti Chips with Flexi spin, not spin, but half spin. So it's only a matter of time before Spaghetti Chips catches back up. And I have a funny feeling Spaghetti Chips won't be so kind to Flexi on track, to say. Hopefully Flexi can put a car in between himself and Spaghetti Chips. Lewis and Tough to Handle going into battle as well, so we've got the two Force Indians going into potential battle with the two championship favourites at this stage of the season. Tough to Handle, of course, on them ultra, so I think they might be keen for Lewis to let him go at the moment, because towards the end of the stint, surely Lewis will be able to catch Tough to Handle. Lewis and Tough to Handle though. Tough to Handle can't get past Lewis, so Lewis must have good top end speed in that Force India. Flexi and Nigel are going side by side, so Flexi wants a car between himself and Nigel, and still side by side. It's just a good racing, rubbing wheels. Flexi gets a car in between himself and Spaghetti Chips, so now we look to Spaghetti Chips as he can once again see that Force India with Flexi. So what can Spaghetti Chips do? We know we had that spin earlier with Flexi. Is he going to play it safe, or is he just going to go for it? Flexi tries to defend the inside, Nigel does go down it. Oh my god! That was late braking and a half from Flexi there. Spaghetti Chips clearly didn't know who was going to do that. I think Flexi might have just let him by as Lewis and Tough to Handle going side by side. Lewis defending very well from Tough to Handle. Tough to Handle, is he going to go around the outside? No, he doesn't. And Spaghetti Chips down the inside of Nigel. Still side by side. Tough to Handle gets a time penalty. Two very good battles on track. Spaghetti Chips though down the inside of the fast right hander gets the move done. And Spaghetti Chips is very lucky to not get wing damage from Flexi braking at turn 1. But we're going to go back to Tough to Handle. Lewis has got a lot more ERS. Tough to Handle to go around the outside. Lewis does brake late, he brakes later. Forces Tough to Handle off track. A little bit of contact again. Still side by side. This is good racing from these two. Not too aggressive. This is hard but fair racing, has to be said. A little bit more contact. And Lewis is not giving his place without a fight. It's good to see from Lewis. And Tough to Handle again has to concede to play, so it's a good racing. Lewis has a lot of ERS as well, to be fair to him, as Lewis now goes into overtake as just Tough to Handle. And Tough to Handle, surely this time he's going to do it. Lewis, will he brake late? He does brake late. Oh, that is tough, but again fair racing from the pair of them, and Lewis again keeps the place. So this has been fantastic racing from these two. As I said, hard but fair. Slight contact, but not too much. To the point where it's borderline illegal, but at least he put in a great show. And Lewis, surely now. I think this will be the time where... Ooh, Lewis going well wide there. So Lewis's tyres giving up the ghost. Can Tough to Handle make a move on Lewis? He's going to go for it again. Lewis does have a lot more ERS though. Lewis round the outside, has to brake late, turn to the inside. And again, Lewis defends the play. So again, very, not, you know, too hard on Lewis, but he's having a fantastic race. From the back of the grid up into 4th. And battling one of the championship contenders to a point where it just looks fantastic on the stream. I'm pretty sure people watching are enjoying this crazy battle between Lewis and Tough to Handle, and this is allowing this man here, Spaghetti Chips, to get onto the back of his rival. So all the while these two battle, it's only allowing Spaghetti Chips to close in on a potential 4th place. Tough to Handle, will he go down the inside? No, he doesn't. Just doesn't have DRS. And Lewis has that, but flexing out on Nigel, gets the move done. So good race from both Force Indies so far. Borrowing now flexing Spaghetti Chips, but other than just minor, there wasn't really nothing in that. And now Spaghetti Chips, 2 seconds now the gap. He can see his rival. Even if he gains 2 points to him, it's still 2 points towards that 14-point gap being reduced to 12. We can just chip at it today, and by the end of the season it'll be a title decider at Abu Dhabi, of course. But Tough to Handle, not really able to keep Lewis that much now. I think them ultras will start to go off the cliff a little bit, and then Lewis will surely now run off into the distance with that 4th place. Nigel would, I mean, he's still staying with Flexi, so I mean, they all have the same lap sort of tyres, 18 and 13 for Lewis and Tough to Handle, 17 and 12 for Flexi and Nigel, as they come across the line for the 23rd time. It took a while for me to work out. But Nigel, again, on the back of Flexi, he's going to have to make the move. Flexi, does he go defensive? He does, but Nigel still finds a way down the inside into turn 1. Still side by side, a little bit of contact, nothing much, and Flexi defends the place. Nigel has to go a long way around the outside, makes it stick, and Flexi has to give the place up. Ooh, Nigel almost losing the back end on the curb there. Battle finds himself up into the points now. So fair play to Matt for carrying on, as well as Konzo, Marky and Jaco, and of course Paul, who's at the back, which I was not expecting. Tough to Handle though, around what, 15 on Lewis. Can he finally make the move stick? I think he has started at 25 already. And Lewis, is he going to be a sitting duck? Flexi again, Flexi and Nigel are really having a good battle here. Flexi round, down the inside, sorry, Nigel has to hold it round the outside again. Ooh, a little bit of contact, but again, nothing too harsh. And Flexi again has the position, but for how long is Tough to Handle. He must surely have the place now, because he's a lot closer than he has been to Lewis over the last couple of laps. Going to activate that DRS. It's going to be late. Lewis, I think, does defend it. He does. Oh, a little bit of contact. I think Tough to Handle might be getting a little bit frustrated, because there is Spaghetti Chips and there's Nigel and Flexi going into battle again. Flexi round the outside. And again, Nigel defending well from the Force India driver. Tough to Handle, he's having a torrid time just being behind that Force India, because this has now allowed Spaghetti Chips to surely get in on the action. I'm not going to look at penalties. As I say, that Tough to Handle does get one. I'm going to wait until the end of the race, see where everyone finishes. I mean, we all know Zenki's got the win, but lower down it could be quite interesting. It's Tough to Handle now. I mean, seeing the back of that Force India every time, it just must frustrate him. Lewis must be in dreamland. Last place being 4th, battling, having 2 of the title rivals behind, and not hold them up, but defending very well from them. Or tough to handle, it seems. Flexi and Nigel are still battling. Flexi now making the move on Nigel. Will Nigel go for it? No, he doesn't. I think he's going to wait until the old start-finish straight to make the move again on Flexi. As we get chips now, 3/10 are tough to handle, but I think he might have got just that little bit worse at exit. As a tough to handle looks to make the move on Lewis. Spaghetti chips though, he's closing. Not too much. Oh, he goes for it! Spaghetti chips going for a dive bomb there, tough to handle. I mean, it looked pretty, I don't know, just desperate move, I'd say, from Spaghetti chips. He's got the move done, but I mean, tough to handle. Have to think that, you know, it's been hard done by there. I mean, it was a good move in the end, but you know, it's just not needed. Lap 26. So now let's see if Spaghetti chips can get past Lewis. That was a great shot as well. Zenki has started lap 27, so we'll go on board with him towards the end of his lap. It's been again just a domination. 18 seconds of gap to Funaid in second. I'll take nothing away from Funaid. He's done a fantastic job to get that second place. And Lewis has absolutely fought his heart out for fourth place. I've got to give it to him. Spaghetti chips make the move. Can he get up into fourth place and get more of a points gap to tough to handle? This is going to be an almighty dive bomb. Yes, it is around the outside. And again, Lewis defending very well from it. Spaghetti chips will have one more chance. But where's Zenki? He's down the back straight, almost starting sector 3. Flexi and Nigel, that battle sort of evened itself out. But Spaghetti chips is now the man looking to go on a charge. Zenki in sector 3. I'm going to save him now as he finishes the last lap. No one could touch him today. Over a second in pole in qualifying. 18-second gap to second place. An absolutely incredible performance from Zenki, and back to winning ways as Zenki wins the ILR3 Russian Grand Prix in fabulous style by ripping off his wheel. Now go back to Spaghetti chips. Can he make the move on Lewis? This is going to be a dive bomb if he does get close enough. I think he's going to go for it. Oh, he tries. Oh, he's pushed Lewis. And again, I think Lewis has done just enough, maybe. Oh, he goes for it. Oh, there's slight contact, Lewis. That's just desperation now for Spaghetti chips. Does he go for it into the final corner? He does. Oh, just can't make it stick. Lewis. Oh, Spaghetti chips got it anyway because of penalties, and he joins Zenki's Red Bull in finishing fourth place. Lewis for 5th. Tough to handle. Stays 6th. Flexi, does he get 7th? No, he doesn't. Nigel does with Flexi 8th. Harry finishing in a good 9th place, as we said. Matt picking up a point as well. Good for him. Oh, he gets 9th. So fair play. Harry must have had a lot of penalties. Can Konzo even get it? He has! Konzo with the final point. And Harry will be absolutely ruined his penalties. I don't know how. He must have had lots of penalties. I'm going to say at least 18 seconds. But that has been the Russian Grand Prix, and Zenki again back to winning ways. And Funaid again, good result for him, and Cohen as well. In the end, just a relaxing drive home to 3rd place. Easiest podium I think I've seen in ILR3. But anyway, everyone apart from Matt are getting time penalties, so congrats to Matt for not getting any time penalties. getting driver of the day, I think it has to be Lewis. I know at the start of the stream I said he ain't going to get it, but just the defending from tough to handle, just incredible. So fair play to Lewis, my driver today for sure. 20th to 5th, a Cliffy-esque drive has to be said. And yeah, so I'm going to take a quick run through the field. Suzenki with the win, Funaid in second, Cohen in third, Spaghetti Chips fourth, Lewis with a fantastic drive in fifth, Tough to Handle 6th, Nigel 7th, Flexi in 8th, Matt in 9th and Konzo in 10th, Harry in 11th, Matthew 12th who disconnected, and Larkin 13th, Paul 14th, Jacob 15th, Luke 16th, Dougie 17th, Keelan 18th, Rink 19th, and Error Specialist we lost early on in 20th place. So that has been the Russian Grand Prix, and yeah, a very good race again. Russia always throws up some good racing with the two back straights with the DRS as well. I'm going to quickly see what the next race is, because again I don't know the calendar. I should really. And it is Japan, so again a nice classic track for everyone next week. So my name's been Cliffy and I'll see you next week, same time, same place, for the Japanese Grand Prix. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.